Okay, so this is nothing more than two pieces put together with a little glue and some screws and a dado to hold this at 90 degrees. And then these bolts are coming through with T-nuts to hold the extrusion. Now I was telling you I could flip this and run it this way, but I have to drill another set of holes to do that. I haven't done that yet. But you can see that that would be a pretty easy thing to do. Actually, I could just use this set of holes and drill a set out here, and that would work. So that's how that was made, and then I got a couple of slots here so it can slide up and down. Then the box is nothing more than, like I said, three-sided box made out of some scrap that I had. Nothing fancy. And then the belt sander itself is just held with these 5/16 bolts. Let me turn this over this way. I go into a couple T-nuts. This was the most complicated part of the build, I guess, was doing this. Building this little piece to mount to the sander itself. Let me pull that out so you can see it. So there you are. You can see the T-nuts in the back here. But these are 6mm bolts that are fastened to the housing itself. And I cut a piece here at 45 degrees. These are 40mm on center. So you'd have to figure out, if you're going to use the same sander, you just need to figure that out. Then once I figured out where that was going, mounting to, I added this outer piece to give me a little more area that would register to this, I guess. I'll put it that way. So, I mount that on here. Turn the belt sander over. It sits on its back, and then just line up these holes. And I just drilled these 3 inches on center. Got to fasten the front first, keeping it flush. And then the back. There you have it. I mean, this thing is rock solid in there. It's not going anywhere. It's resting on this back piece. I cut the bottom piece the exact width of the sander so that when it is flipped up on its side like that, there's no chance of it deflecting because it's actually sitting on the back of the sander. resting against this piece of ply. So you can see that that's a nice fit there. So that's it. If you want to make something like that, I guess I wouldn't go crazy like I've seen some of these other jigs that are being made. This thing I can put it in my on my shelf or put it away real easily. It'll store nice and easy. That tea table is easily broken down. I can see that I can use that for a number of other uses too, probably. Something like that. $90, 45. That was slick. Okay, a couple things here. I've got my table all the way down on the slots here, and I've got it on the bottom slot as well. But I was still a little high, so I put a couple blocks underneath my sanding belt holder to raise it up a bit, so that now I have full use of this 4-inch belt. I am just barely above the bottom part of the belt there. But the main thing I did here was I wanted to come up with a little better dust extraction. And up in my garage I had a piece of 1.25" PVC pipe, which fits the out feed dust extraction on the Makita pretty well. And then through that 2-inch hole I made for my vacuum, I'm able to bring that out. Now, had I done this, realize this before I made this, I would have put this hole a little tighter to the corner, so it's more of a straight shot, but it still hooks up. So I'm going to try it and see how it works. I may redo this whole thing here, I'm not sure, but into that then I have this adapter that comes with my pulse back vacuum, and it's just a little like a 15-degree adapter that fits my hose perfectly. And then it expands out to 1.25", which fits perfectly into this PVC pipe. So I can jam that in there pretty good, like that. Connect my hose, and now I'm ready to go. So I'm going to, I cleaned everything up because before I was using just dust extraction with my hose basically stuck through this hole, you know, trying to evacuate the dust as it was being blown out of the sander. But now it's a direct connection, and I want to see if you know, I want to see if the dust collection is that much better, which I'm sure it will be. But before I had dust building up here, around here, down in the bottom a little bit, and along the sides a little, as well as up on top here. So I'm going to take this piece of scrap cherry. I've got my 45-degree adapter here. I'm just going to keep running it along. You know, grind off probably a good inch and a half. Take it down to about here, and see how much dust I end up with. I think one thing I'll do is block this switch open with a zip lock or a zip tie, and then put my remote switch out here. But let's just check this out. So just generally looking at it, looks pretty good. There's no little to no dust buildup here or here. This is still clean. I can see some right down here. Let me get this out of the way here. So you can see some there and there. Other than that, I got some up here too, I guess. Up on this end. Just a little bit right there. Okay, test number 2. I moved my my jig back to the other 2 slots here, so that leaves this area open, and then I can see better what's happening there. So I've got my switch blocked open this time, and my sander is plugged into my dead man switch here. So now when I flip this switch, the vacuum will come on along with the sander. That's an 80 grit sandpaper belt that came with the sander. So it removes material pretty quickly. But you can see now that I've had this pulled back, I've got dust accumulation there and back here. So maybe having this closer does help funnel the dust along into the cowling there that extracts it. Let me just show you here quickly. So yeah, pretty good bit of dust right here. Underneath, just a little bit toward the front here, about the size of a dime maybe. So there you have it. I think having that stop block up here tighter will be a good thing, because I got a lot less dust accumulated here. It was being funneled, so that's the way to go. Get your jig as close as you can to that belt, and get your dust funneled back where it belongs. All right, thanks for watching.